I think I've tried shooting this video 3 times because I kept deciding number 4, number 5, number 4, number 5, number 4, number 5. What needs to change? Am I right? Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon going over the box office predictions, I think, of the 22nd to the 24th and how it did last weekend. So this is a very interesting weekend because it's kind of a slow weekend. So we have WB trying to do something sneaky in here, and I don't know if it's going to work so well. But technically, 2 wide releases: The Expend4bles 4 and It Lives Inside. I did review It Lives Inside, so if you want to watch that review, go right ahead and squiggle through my channel and find it. I thought it was a mid movie at best. It was a PG-13 horror movie through and throughout, so I wasn't really like, oh my god, it's so good. And then Barbie, on the other hand, is doing some IMAX trickery and adding some, post-credit scenes. How many people actually jump on that? I don't know. People that already saw it multiple times. Do they know it's coming out in IMAX? I don't know. So that's why I think this is what is going to be the drop for this movie? Is there going to be a drop for this movie? I don't know. It could be some shenanigans that they're trying to pull, but we will find out. And of course, that's what I mean with number 4. And then, of course, Expendables 4. I'm a little hesitant about this. I just watched 1, 2, and 3, and I truly enjoyed the Expendables franchise just because of the awesome actors they bring into it. Here, they bring in Megan Fox. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Anyway, how I did last weekend. Number 5 was Barbie. I was thinking 3.3 was actually 3.8, but I was in that 0.5 range of error. I like it. Number 4 was Greek Wedding. I was thinking 4.0 was 4.7. Not in that line of error. 3 was Equalizers 3. I was thinking 7.7. It was 7.2. I was in that 0.5 range. I will freaking take it. And here, this is where I kind of screwed up. It was way closer than I thought. Actually, I had them pretty close, but The Nun 2 was actually number 1, and The Haunting was actually number 2. I thought The Haunting was going to do 15.5, it only did 14.2. And then The Nun, I was thinking 12, and did 14.5. The Nun 2 had a better hold than Equalizer 2. That is where I'm kind of shocked at, where I'm like, okay, very, very interesting statistics you have there. All right, for this weekend, I have switched number 5 from Equalizer 3 to It Lives Inside to Barbie to Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I don't know what to put, but I settled on Barbie. I'm going with the 4 million for Barbie. This is one where I'm thinking I think it's going to stay in number 5 because the IMAX screenings. How much of that do people actually know that is going to IMAX for a limited release run? Because I think next week The Creator is going to be in IMAX, so it's only going to be a 1-week run. But I don't think it's going to drop too bad because of it. Actually, I think it might hold. So that's why I'm going with 4 million just to be safe. But I could be completely wrong. It Lives Inside is tracking for 2 million. I could see it being a little bit higher than that, but I also could see a little bit lower than that because I haven't seen any trailers for that movie whatsoever. So marketing for that movie is very iffy. Number 4, though, I am going with Equalizer 3 with 4.7. I think that it's going to drop, but it's not going to drop below Barbie. So that's why I kind of settled with that one. Number 3, I'm going with The Haunted in Venice with 6.8. This is the one with The Nun 2 where I'm also thinking, do I need to switch this? Do I think it's going to be a 50% drop? Maybe, because The Haunted in Venice is more of an older-esque movie-going experience. And I think that maybe it can hold it. But also, it's the weekend, and usually the weekend is more the teenagers and younger adults, and that's why I think The Nun 2 does worse on the weekdays, and The Haunted in Venice does better on the weekdays. But on the fly, let's see what the hold of Murder on the Orient Express let's just do Murder on the Or for Box Office Mojo. That didn't work. Let's go Murder on the and see what that comes up with. Okay, here we go. 2017. It made 102. So let's go to the original release. I don't need it. And let's go to domestic. So it opened at 28 million, which is pretty good. But if we go to domestic weekends, it had a 51% drop. All right, so it did have a 51% drop. And that's what I'm kind of going with right now. But now let's go with Death on the Nile and see what that drop was. So we had 51 Actually, Death on the Nile came out only last year. Crazy. And well, it only opened at 12 million, so technically this movie opened up better. And this one it had a 50% drop too, so it's going to probably have a 50% drop. I don't see it changing, so that puts it at 7.0. And then The Nun 2, on the other hand, also had a 7.0 drop. So I wow. Am I second guessing my whole strategy here, peeps? Let's go back out. Let's see what The Nuns 2 drop was. The Nuns 2 drop was 55. I could see it's wow. Okay, we're just gonna stick with Haunted in Venice at 7 million. And then number 2, The Nun 2 was 7.1 million. Man, this is gonna be a weird one. Can those two switch? Or I don't know. I think that's gonna be a close one. Nun 2 and Haunted in Venice, bonkers. That's gonna be a freaking bonkers hold for either one of them. But let's go with 50 for both, which puts The Nun 2 slightly above Haunted in Venice. And number 1, of course, I'm going to Expend4bles for 15.5. Am I right, wrong? Who the hell knows? I think Expend4bles 4 is tracking at 15 million, so I'm going a little bit higher. But I can see it also is doing like 12 million max. Anyway, box office recap. Number 5, Barbie, 4 million. Number 4, Equalizer 3, 4.7 million. Number 3, Haunted in Venice, 7 million. Number 2, The Nun 2, 7.1 million. And number 1, The Expend4bles 4 worth 15.5. Man, now I'm second guessing this whole weekend. This is actually a hard weekend to predict because everything is so damn close. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if things Futon told you. Futon, have a great day. I don't care what to say tomorrow, week, month, from year from. I love every single freaking one of you. And this is going to be a little bit late because I was on a work trip and came back late. And this is why this video is late.